have this academic quarter in Poland.
Yes. Yes.
50 minutes.
Yeah, we have it.
Hope not. Hope not. Okay. Good evening, everybody. I'm sure. I'm a Norwegian. I'm here right now to hold a certified Scrum Master course for e-trade. And I'm here also for giving this small talk to you. This is a presentation I put together recently, 1 hour ago, approximately. So I will present this for the first time. I will, as far as I understood, we will use about 1 hour, maybe 1.5 hours. So this is about how you can get great with Scrum. And getting great, what do you mean by that? I mean, for instance, this chess player here. Anybody knows him? You recognize this guy? He's one of the most famous Norwegians. Magnus Carlsen. He's actually a very famous chess player. He's now, I think he's 20 years old now, but he was a really child star. So getting great, it's about learning the rules, of course. Maybe also study the theory behind it. It's a good idea. And then you need to practice. No doubt about that, we need to practice. And when we have practiced, we should evaluate. Are we on the right track? How good are we? Maybe it's time to study the theory again, once more, a bit more in depth, and practice some more, and evaluate some more, and then practice again. And it's all about practice, getting great. You must stop me if you don't agree with me. I can be a bit dogmatic, I've heard, so please don't hesitate to protest. This is a very small, very simple process for getting great. Yeah. This is just to follow this process and we'll get great. So, but this following the rules is not always that easy. When you have a football game like this, you have to follow the rules. The rules are extremely strict. The rules are extremely precise. The guys here, they are also playing football, but they are not able to follow the same rules. Yeah, because they don't have the lineup and they don't have the referees, maybe either. But they still play football. And it's a bit the same with Scrum. It's not formally defined, so we don't have the strict rules. You can still use Scrum. It's no formal definition of Scrum. The closest we get to a definition is the Scrum Guide, which is published at the scrum.org. So how many of you have read the Scrum Guide? 3, 4?
Not this one, but there are some more.
Yeah. This is Ken Schwaber's quite short description of what Scrum is, and it's quite precise, but still it's more like guidelines, I would say, than a definition. We have the Scrum Primer. That's a very good document. I recommend you to read. It's focusing a bit on a bit different things, but it's still yeah, worth reading. And there's a lot of checklists out there. The checklist is very good for formalizing things, but none of them are official. And obviously, it's the books. This book here, the Agile Project Management with Scrum, was. I don't find to see it as the definition, but it's it's no longer the definition. Things have happened with Scrum. We have a lot of experience with Scrum now, and it's not everything in that book that we actually use anymore. Okay, so and we have the certified Scrum trainers, and in a way, the certified Scrum trainers is actually owning what Scrum is. We teach Scrum and we certify it. We certify Scrum Masters and Scrum Product Owners. But I've looked at the course material of a lot of different certified Scrum trainers, and the course material is very, very different. One trainer will focus a lot on the core Scrum things, the pure Scrum. Other persons I know, for instance, Jeff Sutherland. You heard about Jeff Sutherland? Yes. He's one of the founders of Scrum. I mean, he's really the father of Scrum. He's focusing very much on velocity and hyper-productive teams, hyper-performing teams. That's his focus areas. There's a lot of Scrum trainers that focus on the engineering practices, and some other trainers focus on the user, to create value for the user. I like that. That's the basics of Scrum. In my opinion, we are here to be better and better in creating value for the user. And there's trainers focusing very much on usability and on lean management. Have you heard about lean management?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Good. Lean management is a philosophy that works very well together with Scrum. So, what actually is Scrum then? It's not a method. So it's not that you can just follow some rules and some fantastic results will come out in the other end. You need to understand the principles behind it in order to be successful with Scrum. It's a framework. It's foremost a framework for managing complex software development. But it's not only for software development. You can use it for many things, but maybe with some small adaptations. It is a framework for continuous improvement. No doubt about that. I have worked with software process improvement for a lot of years, and both in research and when I worked for Siemens in Oslo, we tried to create a learning organization, an organization that was constantly improving. So when I discovered that Scrum in essence is only a process improvement process, then I understood that this is something for me. It's no techniques, no tools in Scrum. Nothing. It's an empty framework. It's full of holes. So you need to understand the framework and to fill the holes with tools and techniques that fit your needs. And the needs are so different. You can use Scrum for building huge telecommunication systems. And you can use it for building simple websites. You can use it for medical equipment, safety critical systems. You can use it for almost anything. And that's because it's an open framework. So remember that Scrum is not a method, it's a framework. And yeah, your goal might be to become agile. Agile is a very good word, matching today's challenges very, very well. Yeah. So you probably know that Scrum is one of the frameworks for agile software development. And Scrum is the most successful one, the most used framework. Very many companies succeeding with Agile is using Scrum and Extreme Programming. Both of them. They overlap each other, or they complement each other very well. So XP practices and the Scrum framework fits very well together. This is a sentence I got from the Scrum guide. Scrum is in essential an empirical, or it builds on empirical process control theory. Empirical process control theory. So it's feedback loops, yeah, based on experience. And this is and we use iterative and incremental approach. Both iterative and incremental. And the goal is to optimize predictability and to control risk. Okay. So we are controlling risk by splitting up the problem into small pieces and delivering the product by delivering it in small items, and to deliver often. The more often we deliver the product, the more risk do we spread out in the time span. So we are no longer sitting with all the risk at the end of a project, as we used to do. How many of you are students right now? Oh, not many. Couple of you, yeah. So you are working in the industry then, I guess. Or maybe some of you are professors. How many of you are using Scrum right now? Oh, that's many. So how many of you knows your velocity? Velocity. How many of you keep the 4 of you that are using Scrum? Keep your head or your hand up. Yeah. So how many of you have a good definition of done?
We do.
You have a definition of done.
Yes.
Yeah. That you are
a complex one.
Using. Yeah.
We try.
So how many of you have a product owner with enough time and competency to prioritize the product backlog all the time? 2? 3? Good. So how many of you have a self-organizing team? Great.